recently received a really unique, for me, lens to test. It's a 21mm f1.5 manual focus lens. The most surprising thing about this lens is the level of quality construction that I found at this low price point. This is a lens that screams street photography to me, and if you can deal with manual focus, I think you'll like what it can do. I'm going to put this lens through its paces using my EOS R. Full disclosure, I did receive this lens from TTArtisan for review. However, they are not sponsoring this video. My opinions are my own. Let's get into it. Right off the top, I want to say a couple of things. One, this lens was a bit of a surprise for me. Knowing the price of this lens going into this, the quality of the build really surprised me. This is a metal lens with a lot of glass elements in it. It's quite heavy. The other thing that surprised me was the color rendition of the lens. I don't know if you can see it, but the lens is well coated. So the color that the lens provides for images is, again, a little bit better than I expected. And of course, the last thing that surprised me was a lens built this well is pretty inexpensive. I mean, this lens at $245 is not that much ahead of Canon's least expensive lens at $179, and it does quite a bit more. All right, so what's the catch? Well, the catch is that this is a manual lens. There is no autofocus. You've got to focus yourself. There is no exposure control. You will have to control the f-stop yourself. There's a couple of byproducts of that. One is that every shot you take, you will no longer be able to look in your software and see what f-stop you shot it at, because from the camera's perspective, it wasn't told any f-stop. There are no electrical connections on here. So I found this out. I hadn't shot with a manual lens on my Canon in quite a long time. So I realized that, oops, I don't have f-stops for some of these shots. No big deal. I knew what I was doing on most of these where I was shooting it either wide open or stop down. For this video, it worked fine, but lesson to learn, right? The other thing you have to do is you're going to have to set up your EOS R to use a manual lens. Again, there are no electrical stops here. So from the camera's perspective, there's no lens. So you have to go into the menu system and tell the camera, shoot without lens. And you also, and I highly recommend this, you're going to want to turn on focus peaking. Focus peaking will show a zone of focus by outlining the areas that are focused in red. It's kind of hard to see. I shot a little sample of it here, but when you turn the barrel of the lens, it shows where the focus is. Not a point, not a plane, but a zone. Remember, depth of field, right? So the focus, and because the camera doesn't know what kind of lens you have, the zone is actually a little too wide. So you're going to have to play with that with this lens. Remember, the lens is a manual focus lens. It's only as good as you are. And that's a really important thing to remember. However, we did this for 100 years before we had autofocus, so you can do it. Okay, so as I said at the top of the video, my first impression of this lens was that it was a lens that screamed to be used for street photography. I don't do street photography for my work. I have done it. I enjoy doing it. But for this lens, I said, okay, let's go with what it feels like it would be good for. And so I took it on a photo walk. I looked at this lens from the perspective of, I'm going to shoot a lot of it wide open, because a lens like this, if you shoot it wide open, you're going to see everything it can't do really quickly. So I did that on a lot of these, and you can see it. You'll see the vignetting around the edges, and you'll see that it's a fairly soft image. What I call it is sort of painterly. It's got, as I said at the beginning also, it's got some beautiful colors, and it has a painterly look, and that's possibly because a lot of it is soft around the edges and focused at the middle when you're wide open. But when you stop down, it still has that pretty color as well. If you choose to get a lens like this or this lens, my suggestion would be don't fight it. Don't try and compare it to a $3,000 Canon L lens. You'll drive yourself crazy. You kind of have to take it for what it is. It has a look, And if you don't fight it and you like it and go with it, it will give you good results. If you try and compare it to a $3,000 L lens, you probably won't be happy. Okay, now we're going to dive into Lightroom and have a look at some of the shots in more depth. Okay, now I shot this image completely as a torture test. I absolutely did the worst possible thing that you could do for this lens. I shot this image wide open, f1.5, and I did it in such a way that the edges are extremely high contrast, and that focus, when you look at it, falls away almost instantly, as you can watch in this text. So let's zoom in and I'll show you some of the lens flaws that you will find. So I'm going to zoom in right on this upper corner. Okay, the first thing you can see is the color fringing. Okay, this is, as I said, we are wide open with this lens. It's pretty sharp right on this plane of focus on the edge. It's not as sharp as when you stop it down, but it's you know, it's wide open, and it is what it is. And it does have some chromatic aberration, some fringing around here. I've seen worse, to be honest. I've seen some cheaper lenses that have more. Now, when you go from the focus point on this line going this way, the focus falls off really fast. So when you zoom in like this, it looks like mush. But when you look at the image in total, it's not terrible. I mean, you are wide open with a focus on the edge of this, and this is probably 70 to 80 feet away. So with a 21mm lens at f1.5, you do have some softness. You can look back here. The bokeh is not terrible. There's no highlight. Well, we have a little bit of highlight here, and it's fairly round. This iris has a good number of blades, so the highlights are fairly round. Again, for the price point of this lens, this is pretty good for me as a special effect lens, not as a frontline best you can get kind of lens. I just like the look of this. To me, I call it painterly. Okay, now I shot this image specifically to look at edge sharpness. I shot it at f8, which of course does not show in the upper right because this is a manual lens. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom into 200%. We're starting on the left side of the image so you can look at the sharpness. I'm going to scroll across. To my eye, the image retains good sharpness, at least sufficient sharpness as to what I would expect from this lens. It's not a Canon L lens. I don't expect it to be. But as I get across to the far edge, the right edge here, in the lower right side, you can see that there is some softness of the image. Now, when you look at how small that area I'm looking at is, for me, that's completely acceptable because my subject will usually be fairly centered in the screen, and I often induce or introduce blur and or vignetting to the outside edges, and this lens honestly does it for me. As long as that's the look I want, I can't fight what the lens is. That's what this lens is. So for me, it works. I recently rented a Canon 24mm f1.4 for a session. Does this lens compare to it? No, it does not. Does that mean I wouldn't want to have had this lens for that session? No, it doesn't mean that either. I wish I would have had it because I would have pulled it out for a couple of shots. It has its own unique look, and it would have added to the body of the session. That's what this is about. This is art, not science. Lenses are like a painter's brushes. You need different brushes for different strokes for different occasions. There are some you use all the time, some you don't use all the time. You just use them for special effects. So the verdict? Will I use this lens for my frontline work? No, I won't. I can't. It's a manual lens. In this day and age, I can't use a manual lens for my frontline work. But that doesn't mean I don't want it in my bag. As I say, it does bring its unique look to the game. And if you take it for that, take it for its look, I think you might be satisfied with it. If you'd like to see a couple of other videos of lenses I've talked about, check out the link we've posted here. Otherwise, until the next video, hey, thanks for watching and cheers.